I am guided by imagination, open to my creation, creating wins and celebrations. Don't be overwhelmed by information, more important than education. Be inspired by your exploration, on the path to your destination, leading to innovation. Yes, you are guided by imagination.
Welcome to the Guided by Imagination podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Edwards, and I'm so thrilled today to have a really special friend on the call, friend, guide, mentor, named Chris Nielson. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Jenny. It's great to be guided by our imagination.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm happy to introduce you to our audience because if you don't know Chris, I think we've known each other, Chris, now for about 14 years or so. And Chris is the founder of Speaker Skills Plus. He is also a professional speaker, coach, and a consultant. And Chris, do you want to share a little bit more about what you do?
Well, I am guided by my imagination as well, Jenny. So I love the title of your podcast and business. And for me, Speaker Skills Plus started off from improv, all the fun and games, and to become a better storyteller, because I was trained as a kid kind of to be logical, to be rational. And I realized it's not very exciting to listen to logical, rational people unless they share their incredible messages in stories.
Absolutely. Weaving in the information in a captivating and magnetic way.
Yes.
Yes. I was thinking of you when I asked you to be on this interview because of the improv, because it's such a gift for what you help people share within their messages as well, and how improv can be so freeing because you don't have a specific, regimented, memorized script, and it really allows you to just connect to the message in such a more playful way.
I love that you said freeing, and oftentimes the question I ask when I'm teaching improv in a corporate or organizational environment, I ask the people in the audience, who got their script for today? Who knows your next line? Life is improv, and improv comedy helps you give the recipe for playing at life in a fun, connecting, I love the word you used again, freeing, imaginative way. And when you have even just two people come together so that are yes-anding each other, kind of the main motto of improv, to yes-and, it takes you to incredible places.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's limitless.
Yes.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Unscripting
Limitless.
of life. So how do you think imagination has made a difference for your life? Do you have a story?
In so many ways that I can't even imagine. But one of the things that you reminded me of where we met from both our combined mentor, Clinton Swain, and his Frontier Training. He introduced me to the game. He called it the change game. I call it new choice. He uses it really for directive coaching. But in the change game, when someone said, change your story, you'd have to change where the direction of the story. So like if you're telling the Three Little Pigs, once upon a time there were three little pigs. Now he used change. I'll use new choice, which I use, which I think is more individually empowering. New choice. There were 5 little pigs. New choice. There were 27 little pigs, and they were excited to leave home. New choice. They were reluctant to leave home. When you have someone new choice you and changes the direction of your story, magic happens. I remember the first time playing the change game in Clinton's training room, and I struggled at it. The second time, there was a moment of flow. You know that flow when you're fully in the present moment? And it just seems like stuff is coming into your mind or thoughts from thin air. There's just this incredible power to it. And the third time I played it with him in his training room, the whole thing flowed. And I couldn't imagine this incredible story that came out. going, how did that come to me? But it was between me and another person just saying change. And it's powerful where your imagination can take you. And especially when you bring, put a positive tinge on that imagination. Our negative imaginations can take us to all kinds of horrific places. But if you bring in the positive imagination, it can take us to incredible places.
Absolutely. Yes. It's so powerful when you can really harness the power of it and not allow it to take you down like a rabbit hole of worry or doubts or fears.
Yes. Yeah. I've been taken down rabbit holes before. And they're dark and they can be scary. And it's much more fun to be lifted up.
Yeah.
And I think when you're around, here's the incredible thing. I ask people this all the time too. Who has a creative pursuit that they do? Dancing, singing, writing, poetry, whatever. I think basketball, many sports, when you're, movement creative, that are creative. You feel expansive when you're creative. You feel expansive when you're using your imagination, when you're using it in playful and powerful ways, not the negative ways. The negative ways take you down. The others uplift you and help you feel bigger and better and brighter and more positive in the world. And you can come up with solutions that you couldn't even see before.
Ooh, yes. I think that's a really powerful point. You can come up with solutions that you never saw before when you're connected to that other aspect of your brain power. And you can really tap into that. And how this can make a difference. You mentioned you go in to do corporate trainings and team building and things like that. What kind of impacts has that level of that improv opened up for some of your clients?
It's incredible for people. When I work with CEOs, pretty much across the board, 90+% of them say to boost their engagement, the retention of their people, the fun that's in their environment, the creativity, the production of the people and profits. And people are more excited to be in their workplace, excited to take these lessons home with them to yes and their partner. I mean, yes and listen, be present, make people look great, dare to suck, which is, we could spend a long time on that, but it's really daring to suck is really daring to succeed. Failure becomes, you got to be willing to fail over and over again if you want to be super successful. And then creating that safe environment where you can make it all happen. And that's a lot of what I share that changes organizations so powerfully. And even personally, I love one CEO I worked with, Virginia in Las Vegas. We played the New Choice game with her. And afterwards, she realized, oh my gosh, whenever I get cut off in traffic, I get mad. I didn't realize I was making a choice to get mad.
Absolutely. That's
and that realization, that realization helped her say, I can make a new choice.
Yeah. It gives you your power back. Allows you to be in control of the situation and not just be swept into this tornado of emotions. I can relate as a parent.
When I share with groups of people, I warn the parents in the room. I said, I hope you use this game with your kids and grandkids, but warning, they will new choice you outside of the game.
Yeah.
It's time to go to bed. New choice, mommy.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I have played this game with my kids when we're waiting, say we're waiting for our food. We order our food at a restaurant and we're just sitting around waiting. Like, New Choice is such a great game to play and with people of any age to just connect to that. It's hilarious too. It makes people laugh. Yeah. It gets people just out of their logical thinking and gets them in their creativity. So that might be a good challenge, a good action item for our audience listening to play this game with your friends and family. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, really cool. The game is one of the most powerful changes in my life, meaning realizing anytime I can make a new choice. And also using in this way, companies can use it, writers can use it, The ending is this. What's a new choice ending? Or what's this? You can constantly make choices. We do it this way all the time. What's a new choice we could make? Now, many of these ideas that come in, you may not use, but you might find something that's a better new choice than your old choice.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's such an important conversation to have, especially with you, because you have trained so many teams in different, team corporate environments and working with CEOs and things like that. Because there's a lot of statistics on the use of imagination at work. And I was reading this data that shared that a study of workers in a variety of different fields discovered that 28% of them rely on daydreaming to help them with their work. And that 50% of the participants said that they felt more connected to their work when they allowed themselves regular daydreaming time during breaks and lunchtime.
Ooh, I want some of those stats from you. So I love that you brought those up. And sometimes people have asked me, phone call or whatever, and go, "What are you doing?" Well, I'm lying in bed. Well, man, you're so lucky to be. And I said, "I'm working." So what do you mean you're working? A lot of my work is involved around imagination, and like daydreaming, you can turn into what is 10 possible solutions that I haven't looked at, and see if you can help your mind go in those directions. It's like, I believe it was a version of daydreaming or actual dreaming that Einstein figured out or added the final touches to the theory of relativity. So it's amazing what you can accomplish if your work is about ideas and making things happen. Lying down, taking a nap, a twilight nap, and just dreaming what are the possibilities that could come out of it.
Absolutely. And setting an intention before you take the nap, too, to see what comes through.
Absolutely. I do both versions. I do the intention version, and I also do just the free flow version.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is good. In this survey, it also said that 81% of the participants believed that their daydreams opened up new perspectives and ways of thinking, which helped improve their work output.
I really like that. Now, they could be, some of them could be daydreaming about that, and others are probably accurate with that. I think there's many jobs where when you let yourself be boundless or not bounded by the restrictions someone put on you, incredible solutions are possible. Imagined solutions are possible. And I like how your intention, if you go do the intentional daydreaming, you're guided by your imagination.
Yes, that's a good point. Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited for you sharing your improv techniques and about the change game and some different ideas that the listeners can use to really activate and be guided by their imagination to really ignite more joy and happiness and productivity and fulfillment in their life. Thank you, Chris, so much for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what you said, Jenny, about igniting more joy, fulfillment, fun, love. And I think, when you play with improv, it's incredibly connecting. It's made me a better human being, a better father, a better son, a better friend, and a more joyful person in this world. So thank you, Jenny, for helping other people be guided by their imagination.
Absolutely. And Chris, how can people get connected with you?
I love connecting with people, and you can reach out to me directly, chris@chrisnielson.com. Check out speakerskillsplus.com, and that's spelled out speaker and skills, and then plus, all one word, PLUS.com, and come find out how you can play with us. I love playing with new people that want to grow their imaginations and their skills, especially their storytelling skills. Because your life depends on your stories. If you're telling yourself bad stories, you're probably going to have a miserable life. If you're telling yourself great stories, you're going to have an amazing life. And if you're telling other people amazing stories, they're going to be leaning in and mesmerized and excited to follow you in your dreams.
Well said, Chris. I love that. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time today and sharing your insights. And for all of our audience members, go out and use these skills to activate a whole new level of imagination. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Jenny.
If you want to activate your imagination and creativity and have more fun in front of the camera with your photos and videos to market your business online or share your message to make a difference in the world, I'd love to offer you a complimentary 30-minute inspiration session, a Zoom room that we can set up and chat about ideas and inspiration to make your day a celebration with Guided by Imagination. Click the link in the show notes.